medal today is named after one of my best mates who took his own life. To give you a really quick insight and a big trigger warning, he decided on a Friday night to call 3 of his other mates that he probably shouldn't have called, and by Monday he was gone. And he was 2 weeks away from going back to playing footy. He'd been out of playing footy for 4 years, and to get back into footy was what he wanted to be able to do, and that's why I got into outside the locker room, is because his mum said go and tell Jake's story, and the story is how good's community. That's what she wants to get across. So this year's been a massive community. Obviously that I started in the Gulls, and that's huge, and now the Wolves is awesome. So if it's your first year, welcome. It's a pretty amazing day. If you've been here from the start, you already know what we're talking about. And you can make lifelong mates here. And I'm going to read something from Deb. So Deb and Rhiannon, who's Jake's mum and sister, they're both really unwell. But Deb wrote this and wanted me to read it out. I remember attending the first game at Frankston and started crying in the club rooms and couldn't say anything. The second game, I think I got out, thank you, and then ran away. I then handed it over to Rhiannon, and she had some amazing things to say about Jake. This year I'd like to say a huge thank you for keeping Jake's memory alive, even though you didn't even know him. He loved his footy, and he'd be absolutely chuffed with this day. Feel someone is struggling, go and sit with them. Even if it's in silence, you'll have no idea how much this could have an effect and change their mind. She wants to leave us with this. On your headstone, you don't want you were a great worker. You want you're a great mate. So thanks again and enjoy the day.
Well, obviously a huge day today. Really glad to be a part of it as well. I was involved last year and then going to be involved again this year. You can see how much the day means to each of these boys, and I think that the overarching message, as always, is community and purpose of being part of something. And that's why I love being part of days like today. I'm really fortunate as well to be a sponsor of the day, so you can see not only does it mean a lot to these boys, but also definitely means a lot to me as well. So I think the overarching message, if you are watching this as well, get part of the community, get part of the purpose, and reach out as well if you're struggling with mental health or anything like that. Catch up for a beer, catch up for a white monster, catch up for a run, for a swim, for a dip, for dinner, whatever it might be. That's the most important thing. Stick together.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Game Day vlog. Today we have a charity match down at Seaford playing for the Nepean Seagulls, and we start off the game absolutely fantastic. Blackie goes into Wellesley. This bloke is an absolute superstar. An absolute superstar. He dominated football this year. You probably would have seen him if you're up with kind of some of the Premier Data stats or anything like that. Plays for Long Warry. And I'm pretty sure he kicked like 160 goals. Jason Wells, I'm looking at his Play HQ at the moment. 370 games, 1,205 goals. Jesus. This year he played 21 games and kicked 145 goals with 13 best players. That is pretty ridiculous. He had 2 games where he kicked 20 and 1 game where he kicked 18 goals. So that's just ridiculous. It was pretty fun playing with him. We had a really good side. This is, even though we dropped the mark, it actually turned into a really nice passage of play inside 50, and guess who? He was getting it on a platter though. I tell you what, Wellesley, he was getting it on a platter, and he gets a nice one out the front, goes bang, and didn't miss too many goals. It's a pleasure to play with him. He played last year. I think he was best on as well. But I was feeling pretty good. We've been training pretty relaxed, to be honest. Recently, we haven't been smashing too much at all, but obviously this game is more than just a charity match, or more than just kind of any type of match. I was trying to get my hands on the ball and kick an early goal, but couldn't quite get on the end of it. And then we got this one. I thought I'd run through for the handball. I did, and I thought, I'll just dink this one over. It'll be an easy shrug and then a goal, but it was knocked out in the tackle and holding the ball. See you later. But like I said, this game's a lot more than just a game of football before a grand final. It is before the AFL grand final. It's more of a day about bringing people together, bringing the conversation out, and really kind of finding a middle ground with men's mental health and suicide as well. So a very, very important day, and that's why I'm really glad to be a sponsor of the day, because it does mean a lot to me and a lot of these people here as well. At the game, they really did come together for that overarching idea and value. We get a little one off here again to Blackie the skip. He goes bang and kicks his first one of the day. He was pretty happy with that and had to get around him. We get the ball out here, a little tap to myself, dish out on the left peg, and it does go straight to my teammate, even though I don't think the cameraman really knows where we've gone. Beautiful passage of play. We get it out, get it forward, and guess who? Wellesley again. And then he goes inside 50. We don't quite get the perfect kick here, but we do end up getting it off to Alex, who I played with at Narry Warren. A terrible turnover here. Wellesley could have gone for goal, I think, but ends up giving off a right foot bunana. And then I'm out here waiting for a cheap one, and I go and get it. I wanted to snap it here, but unfortunately didn't quite get the opportunity. It was a very, very windy day, and I've ended up actually bloody missing a lot, to be honest, there, which wasn't good. Terrible turnover here, and another opportunity for the Wells man. Goes inside, and we end up getting a goal out of it, which was good. As I said, though, OTLR, that's outside the locker room, or OTLR, yep. So that is, we actually played in this game last year, but it didn't end up, we lost the SD card or something like that. But since 2015, OTLR has been changing the game really for mental health in sport. It delivers mental well-being education and welfare support programs across local communities in Australia, and it does that through sporting clubs, through schools, through businesses. It's probably the leading sporting club mental health education and support platform, and it's definitely helped a lot of people with difficulties in mental health, and it's delivered, I guess, through program facilitators like I mentioned before, at kind of businesses and schools, and across sporting clubs as well. And as many people know, suicide is the leading cause of death of many young Australians, and 2 in 5 Aussies always do develop a mental illness, and 75% of mental illnesses emerge before the age of 25. So it's really important that this is a conversation that we have, that we talk about it, that we live a healthy lifestyle as well. I think that this is so important. Get off our phones, try and connect socially as much as we possibly can, and I think it's really, really important that people continue to get involved in this kind of really good messaging, and stay vigilant with it as well, because it's a really prevalent thing in our society. And I think that opening the doors for a conversation is important. But then look at that for fend off, by the way, just ridiculous. Love fending off this bloke. But I think that it's really important that you have the conversation, but to actually get to that stage of having the conversation, or to do the most for yourself, right? Mental health it's a big thing. It's obviously quite prevalent in our society. His number 4 was just bagging them forever. How about that for a snag? Against the wind, it was a very, very nice snag. No doubt about that. And yeah, I think that it's really, really prevalent and really important that we talk about this in our society, right? Because we've got definitely issues arising there. We see it from the stats, especially in young men as well. But like I said, we've got to do the most that we can for ourselves, so we can look after ourselves. And when I say that, I mean getting up early, going to the gym, staying off our phone, doing these types of things are really, really, really important, because if we don't do those type of things, if we're not eating healthy, if we're being lazy and we're doing all this stuff that's just not helping our mental health, then how do you expect your mental health to be any good? It's super important that you stay really, really strong with that, and keep pushing forward. We get the ball out here, go wide out to me, just being lazy, looking for a cheap one, give a handball off, and we start to. Some of our passages of play actually here were really, really good. Like when we start to move the footy, We looked great. A bit of stuff up here, but that's all right. And then a drop ball. But some of our passages of play were actually elite. We have this one passage in the last quarter, which is just like ridiculous. But we're very, very selfless, which was good. And I tell you what, getting some good service here. Blackie was pretty happy to imitate the goals as well. But this was a great kick. This guy is a superstar, fantastic player. Look at this for a passive play. Straight through the middle, get a handball off, all the way through, out to guess who? Wellesley, thank you very much. Look at that for a passive play. Straight through the eye, diddle. Looked very, very good indeed. And he missed one, I think. He doesn't miss too many. 140 goals. Speaking of missing, I've missed this from about 3 metres out. I was pretty pissed by this stage because I was like, mate, I've got to kick a goal. What am I doing? Everyone's like, what, bro, can you kick a goal? Can you stop being so bloody terrible? Anyway, ball ended up coming out here and we start kind of playing with each other. Just a little handball here, 1-2. We've got one hand, drops it, flick it back over to me. I said, all right, I'm going to go inside 50 here. No, give a handball off to Alex. Alex goes bang inside 50. Great kick. And I keep on going. I keep pushing. I say, give it back to me. I want another one. And I say, yes, sir, that's me. Stop, prop, go back. And this time I'm snapping it. There's no way I am not snapping it that time. So I finally got a goal. And I'm trying to point to the guy that kicked me the ball. Trying to find him. I got to give him a little bit of love because, I wasn't too happy. I kept missing goals, bro. I don't know what I was doing. I'm usually a pretty good kick. Get a little handball out here. Dish. Look at that run off half back. Another dish. Look at some of these passages of play from the boys. Just beautiful turnover, unfortunately. But some of the passages of play. I thought I could get a high tackle here. Bro, don't drop your knees. Just freaking, stand up in a tackle. But if anyone is dealing with any type of mental health or any type of difficulties, I've obviously gone through it myself, and it is, like I said, it's prevalent. I dealt with it a lot from 2 major issues that happened in my life, and I think that the first major one was when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, and I had really, really, really bad acne, really bad skin, and I really struggled with that. I dealt with a lot of anxiety. I dealt with a lot of I just couldn't leave the house. Honestly, there was a year there where I would not leave the house because my skin was so bad. The only time I'd leave the house was to play footy, but I really struggled to leave the house, and that was a really difficult thing for me to go through in my teenage years or younger years, because it's obviously that time where you want to be social, you want to hang out with your friends, and I wouldn't drink as well because great goal, by the way, here, fantastic goal. Comebacks on from the Wolves, but yeah, I couldn't leave the house, man. It was really, really difficult for me to deal with. I struggled heavily with that, and my friends didn't really know what's wrong with me. My mum wouldn't let me go on skin medication as well, and obviously I had no money because I was barely working. I worked a couple of jobs here and there, and again, I just had no confidence. Like, it was just ripped away from me for 3 or 4 years, and just couldn't get back to it. So that was probably the first time that I really dealt with poor mental health, and the second time that I dealt with really bad mental health was when my best friend passed away when I was 21. We were out on a night out, and unfortunately he was hit by a drunk driver, and that was quite difficult for myself and my friends. It broke a lot of us up, and I really did struggle with that mentally, physically. I turned a lot to kind of alcohol, and turned to vaping as well. Turned to ways of dealing with things, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I'm really kind of fortunate that something like that didn't happen to me. I have so much love for Henry and the Jennings family, because that was such a big part of my life and such a big low. But now, it motivated me a lot to be like, I you only get one shot at this life, and that was a big realization for me after Henry passed, that you really do only get the one opportunity for all of this. And that's when I kind of started the Prime Train business. I started everything to get started with all of that. And yeah, it changed my life a lot. Learning a lot more about that, and realizing that you just don't get many opportunities in this life, man. You just don't get many opportunities, and if you don't take it with with both hands, then it can be really difficult. But yeah, shout out to Henry and the Jennings family. But if you are, like I said, if you are going through that sort of stuff, or things do come to you, it's a huge challenge. This is a great passage of play. We get a handball off, we go 1-2 through the wing, inside kick. Blackie goes in, little handball dish, beautiful handball. Number 4 goes inside, looks for someone, and we found Wellesley. So yeah, it was that Henry Jennings thing was a huge thing for me. It changed my life. And shout out to Geno. I love that man. But like I said, if you are going through that type of stuff at any stage, then you do have to be very, 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 very resilient, and it teaches you a lot of things about life. So I'm fortunate to have gone through that, even though that was maybe one of the most difficult times for me. And I'm sure if you do have to go through something similar at any stage in your life, just be aware that it will be difficult, but do hang on your friends to get you back from all of it. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching this OTLR charity vlog.
Yeah, I'll say a few words.
Said you do it. Shoo-wee! Fill it up. Yeah!
Girls, baby!
Seven and zip, baby!
Who's got beers?
Hey, right. Top. Trying to kick fucking goal of the year. What's he doing here? What's he doing, eh? Just go back and kick the snag, eh?
You don't do it in the last